One affordable mineral can clear out most broadleaf weeds without damaging healthy grass. Better yet, your lawn may look greener while those unwanted plants begin fading away. If that's true, why do so many homeowners still spend hundreds of dollars on expensive weed killers every year? The answer isn't hidden in a secret recipe. It's rooted in basic plant science that many people never learn. Before we uncover how this method works, tell us where you're watching from in the comments. If you enjoy practical lawn care tips backed by real science, subscribe. Let's start with the one difference between weeds and grass that changes everything. Most homeowners don't struggle to kill weeds. They struggle to save their grass while doing it. That's the problem almost every lawn treatment is trying to solve. Homemade remedies seem like an easy answer. Boiling water can burn a dandelion. Vinegar dries out clover, while salt destroys nearly any plant it touches. Those results may look impressive at first, yet they come with an expensive downside. Healthy grass often suffers the same damage, leaving thin patches that create the perfect space for another wave of weeds. Store shelves offer a different promise. Premium weed killers claim to remove unwanted plants while protecting your lawn. Some perform well when used correctly. Others require repeated applications before homeowners notice a meaningful change. Either way, the cost adds up much faster than most people expect. That raises an important question. If selective weed control has existed for years, why does keeping a healthy lawn still seem so expensive? The answer has very little to do with stronger chemicals. It begins with understanding how plants are built. Broadleaf weeds and lawn grass may share the same yard, but they don't process nutrients in the same way. Their leaves absorb materials differently, their growth patterns aren't alike, and their biology follows separate rules. That small distinction becomes the key to controlling one without harming the other. Here's where things become interesting. Instead of relying on a harsh formula that attacks everything in its path, this method works by taking advantage of those natural differences. Broadleaf weeds can't cope with the treatment, while healthy grass responds in a completely different way. The result isn't based on luck, clever advertising, or an internet shortcut. It's built on a scientific principle that's been trusted for decades. Understanding that principle is only the first step. Next, you'll discover the everyday mineral behind this method and why the exact same application weakens weeds while helping your lawn grow stronger. The mineral behind this approach is ferrous sulfate, often sold as iron sulfate, lawn iron, or moss control. The name on the package may vary, but the active ingredient remains the same. So, what makes it work? Broadleaf weeds have large, flat leaves that absorb iron very quickly. Dandelions, clover, chickweed, and plantain all take in more iron than they can safely handle. At first, nothing appears unusual. As the excess builds up inside the plant, its cells begin to fail. Within a couple of days, the leaves darken, dry out, and eventually die. Healthy grass follows a completely different path. Its narrow blades absorb much smaller amounts of iron through the leaf surface. Rather than becoming overloaded, the grass uses that iron as an essential nutrient. One of iron's most important jobs is helping the plant produce chlorophyll, the natural pigment responsible for a rich green color. As broadleaf weeds decline, the surrounding lawn often becomes greener and more vibrant. That's why this treatment surprises so many homeowners. It doesn't rely on a stronger poison or a secret formula. Instead, it works with the natural differences between two types of plants. Professional groundskeepers have trusted this principle for decades because it delivers reliable results when applied correctly. One important piece is still missing. Using the right mineral alone won't guarantee success. The mixing ratio, weather conditions, and application method all influence how well the treatment performs. Get those details right, and you'll give your lawn the best chance to thrive while unwanted weeds begin disappearing. Next, you'll learn the exact way to mix and apply this treatment, along with the small mistakes that can reduce its effectiveness before it ever has a chance to work. Now that you know why this method works, the next step is using it correctly. A few small details can make the difference between average results and a lawn that looks noticeably healthier. Start by mixing 1 cup of ferrous sulfate with 1 gallon of water. Stir the solution until the powder dissolves completely. A smooth, evenly mixed liquid helps distribute the iron across the lawn instead of leaving concentrated spots behind. A pump sprayer is the best tool for the job. It gives you better control than a hose end sprayer, making it much easier to apply an even layer across the entire yard. Timing deserves just as much attention. Choose a calm, dry morning or wait until early evening when temperatures are lower. Cooler conditions allow the solution to stay on the leaves longer, giving broadleaf weeds more time to absorb the iron before it dries. Cover the lawn with slow, steady passes rather than spraying only the weeds you can see. An even application produces more consistent results and prevents untreated areas from becoming future problem spots. After spraying, let the lawn rest for at least 24 hours. Leave the sprinklers off, avoid watering by hand, and postpone the treatment if rain is expected. Washing the solution away too soon can reduce its effectiveness before the weeds fully absorb it. Visible changes usually begin within the first day. Weed leaves start turning darker around the edges, and over the next couple of days many broadleaf weeds begin collapsing. During that same period, healthy grass often develops a deeper green color as it puts the added iron to good use. Getting the application right is only part of the story. The next section reveals which weeds respond extremely well to this treatment and which ones require a completely different approach. By this point, you might be wondering whether this method can solve every weed problem in your yard. The honest answer is no. And that's exactly why it has earned the trust of experienced lawn professionals. They know where it performs exceptionally well and where another solution makes more sense. This treatment delivers best results on broadleaf weeds: dandelions, white clover, chickweed, plantain, creeping Charlie, ground ivy, henbit, and several similar species absorb enough iron to damage their internal cells. Over the next few days, those weeds darken, weaken, and gradually die back. Grass-type weeds tell a different story. Crabgrass, goosegrass, annual bluegrass, and quackgrass belong to the same plant family as your lawn. Because their structure is so similar, they respond to iron in much the same way as healthy grass. That means this application isn't designed to remove them effectively. That isn't a weakness. It's simply choosing the right solution for the right problem. Identifying the type of weed growing in your yard before reaching for any product can save both money and frustration. There's another advantage many homeowners discover only after trying this method. The same mineral also works well against moss. In damp, shaded areas where moss competes with grass, an application often turns it black within hours. As the moss breaks down, healthy grass has more room to spray, creating a thicker and stronger lawn over time. One treatment can improve lawn color, control many broadleaf weeds, and reduce unwanted moss in a single application. That's impressive value from an inexpensive mineral. Knowing what this method can do is important. Using it safely matters just as much. Up next are 3 precautions that can protect your lawn, your property, and everyone who enjoys your yard. You've learned what this treatment does and which weeds it targets. Before you reach for the sprayer, spend a minute on these precautions. They can prevent problems that are far more expensive than the treatment itself. Hard surfaces deserve your attention first. If the solution lands on concrete, brick, stone, patios, driveways, or light-colored clothing, it may leave rust-colored stains. Keeping the spray on the lawn is the safest approach. Should any splashes reach nearby surfaces, rinse them away immediately before they have time to dry. Safety around children and pets comes next. Allow the treated lawn to dry completely before anyone walks or plays on it. Under normal weather conditions, that usually takes only a few hours. Waiting not only protects your family, but also gives broadleaf weeds enough time to absorb the iron properly. Your soil also plays an important role. Occasional applications work well for many lawns. The repeated use can gradually lower soil pH. If your yard already has acidic soil, a simple soil test will tell you whether this treatment is the right choice before you apply it again. Picture the result once everything is done correctly. A lawn covered with clover receives 1 careful application. Within 2 days, the weeds begin turning black. Over the following week, they continue breaking down while the surrounding grass becomes greener, thicker, and healthier. Instead of spending money on repeated applications of costly weed killers, you've solved a major lawn problem with an affordable mineral and a little understanding of plant science. Today's weeds are no longer the biggest threat. The real challenge is stopping the next generation before it has a chance to appear. That's exactly where the final step gives your lawn a lasting advantage. Getting rid of today's weeds feels rewarding. Keeping them from coming back is what separates an average lawn from one that stays thick, healthy, and attractive season after season. Weed seeds are always looking for an opportunity. Wind carries them into your yard. Birds drop them as they feed. Many have already been sitting quietly in the soil, waiting for the right conditions to grow. Removing existing weeds doesn't eliminate those seeds. It simply creates open space. If your lawn isn't strong enough to fill the gap, healthy grass changes the outcome. A dense lawn blocks sunlight from reaching the soil, making it much harder for weed seeds to germinate. Strong roots also compete more effectively for water and nutrients, leaving unwanted plants fewer resources to survive. One lawn care habit has an even bigger impact, and most homeowners realize cutting the grass too short weakens the entire lawn. Short grass develops shallow roots, dries out more quickly, and exposes bare soil to direct sunlight. That combination creates ideal conditions for new weeds to establish themselves. Keeping your grass slightly taller produces the opposite effect. Deeper roots improve drought tolerance, thicker growth shades the soil, and healthier turf naturally crowds out many unwanted plants before they have a chance to spread. Combine smart mowing with proper watering, balanced fertilization, and occasional overseeding when needed. Those simple habits strengthen your lawn throughout the growing season, reducing the need for repeated weed treatments year after year. Removing weeds solves today's problem. Building a healthier lawn prevents tomorrow's problem. That's the difference between constantly fighting unwanted growth and creating a yard that naturally resists it. Most homeowners unknowingly make one mowing mistake that invites weeds right back into the lawn. Fixing that single habit can protect everything you've accomplished today. Watch the next video to learn the mowing technique that helps grass grow thicker while keeping future weeds under control.